Hi, I'm Belinda Carli, the Director of the Institute of Personal Care Science, and today I've got a real treat of a video for you. Not only am I going to show you how to make an organic whitening cream, that's right, you could take this formula and certify it with Cosmos. I'm also going to introduce you to a fantastic piece of equipment that will help you create large lab batches ready for scale up to pilot and larger equipment, all in the one video. I often get asked about equipment, and I do have my standard lab equipment video you can watch, which shows you beginner equipment right through to advanced. And then there's this amazing piece of equipment, the IKA LR1000, that I'm going to introduce you to today. And I'm sure you're going to see how easy it's going to make your lab life, especially when you're ready to scale up your formulas accurately. This is the IKA LR1000 here. Now this is an amazing piece of lab equipment. It will help me replicate what would be a scale up step using laboratory sized equipment. So I'd make my lab sample in a 100 or 200 gram sample. We sign that off, and then our next step is to make a large lab sample. One of the problems when we make a large lab sample is we're often using lab equipment rather than trying to replicate what would happen with larger machinery. This machine here helps us replicate what we would then scale up to in a pilot or full production batch, which means scaling up later has far less chance of failing and much bigger chance of success at every scale up step. Now, a couple of features of this equipment you're going to see me using. First of all, we can set the stirring speed, the heating speed. It will even weigh product. So we can check for any evaporation losses. We can set a timer. This particular machine here isn't fit with the pH probe, but it does have a pH probe as an optional extra. We can also connect it to a computer. So this whole thing can run remotely, and we can set times of stirring, temperature, everything. So I don't even need to be standing here to make this machine work. Now to our formula. First of all, I'm going to start the stirring. And I have set it at the moment to 72 RPM. I'm also going to start my heating. So this is my water and glycerin in here, my phase A. I'm going to heat this up to 75 degrees. Now while that is heating, I'm also going to heat my oil phase in the water bath. And I'm going to add my xanthan gum into the oil phase. So I don't need to worry about gelling it in the water phase, which is heating. I can add this once the water phase is nice and hot. So I'm still slurrying my xanthan, but I'm slurrying it in the oil phase this time. So now I just need to heat both phases to 75 degrees. And what I would do is use this same method in a larger production batch. By using this machinery, it means I can go from 1 kilo up to 50 kilos very confidently that my batch will have the same result. So now we just wait for both phases to get to 75 degrees, just like we would in production vats. Now this is mixing using low shear, using side sweepers, as you can see. Now these go from 0 to 150 RPM. So I could easily manufacture foaming surfactants in here. I could add beads. I'm not going to crush my beads. I've got the great side sweepers going. One of the things I love about this piece of machinery is it's also easy to add high shear. What you can see here is my IKA Ultra Turax T25. Now this I normally have on another piece of equipment, but I can just take this head and just attach it straight to this machine, and then I can start introducing high shear. I can also add materials through here, and there is also a vacuum adjustment, so I can attach a vacuum to take out any air introduced into the formula during the mixing process. So now I can just add my oil phase and high shear. Now it's almost like set and forget while it cools down. There's also a great cooling device you can add to this piece of equipment that acts like a cooling jacket, so it will rapidly cool my emulsion. I haven't got it attached to this machine, but it would still only take a couple of hours to cool completely in this lab setting. Now, when it comes to formulating organic cosmeceutical products, you may find you have issues picking an active ingredient. Something to be aware of when you're formulating to an organic standard is that if you use plant extracts that are maybe approved for use in Cosmos products, but are natural, not organic, it really impacts your physically processed agro ingredient percentage. What this means overall is by choosing your active ingredient, even if it's compliant and allowed to be used in Cosmos products, it could impact your compositional inputs so that you can't achieve organic certification anymore. Now, one of the best ways to overcome this issue when you're formulating organic products is to pick organic actives. Now, in this particular product, I'm using an organic active, an organic whitening extract, Belinda by CLR. Now, it's got some fantastic efficacy data, but the best thing about it in this formula is it's organic, so it's not impacting my natural input percentage, which could then impact whether my product can be certified organic or not. So that tip, in simple terms, if you're formulating to be an organic certified product, pick organic actives and extracts where possible so that it doesn't impact your overall compositional requirements. Now that my product has cooled below 40 degrees, I can add my final ingredients that need to be added in the cool down phase. Now, at the moment, you can see my IKA Ultra Turex is still attached, and you might think, isn't that going to be difficult to remove? Not at all. We just lift it off and put it on its little handy stand at the back. I can also remove this stopper, and then I can simply add my additional materials. Now, as I mentioned, when I want to check pH, you can actually get a probe that fits into this machine, and it will even just test it while it's stirring. I haven't got that option on this particular machine, but I can easily test pH by removing the lid and testing it the normal way. There's a great safety feature in this machine that if I try to lift the lid off while it's stirring, it simply stops. Just like that. Now, another great thing about this machine is you would think, okay, what are you going to do with that now while you want to test pH? I simply lift it off, and it's got that great handy little clip over there for me to store while I'm accessing my product. Now I can check and adjust pH easily. And then I can just twist and lift my product off and pour it into packaging or another suitable container. And there's a kilo of product made easily and consistently using easy scalable steps. So that's how easy it is to use the IKA LR1000. If you want efficiency in preparing for scale-up procedures, you need large lab batches tested for stability or for evaluation purposes, then this is the machine to give you quality and consistency so easily, it's unbelievable. For ease of scale up, I love this machine. And of course, the bonus is you also saw how easy it is for me to make a kilo of organic whitening cream using this amazing laboratory reactor. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave any questions or comments below, and make sure you subscribe to receive notifications about all our videos. Happy formulating!